left then, we have negative 7x to the 0. There are a lot of things that you have to look at and think about when you start this problem. The first thing to notice is that the negative 7 and the x to the 0 are connected by multiplication. So I'm going to go ahead and put a multiplication dot between those just to make that comment. And now that I know that those two pieces are connected by multiplication, I have to then also realize that this problem is going to have something to do with the zero exponent rule. However, some of the things in this problem have an exponent of 0 and some do not. And it's an important piece then to notice who does and who does not have an exponent of 0. So yes, the x does have a power of 0, but this negative 7 is not going to be associated with that power of 0. If I wanted to have that negative 7 associated with that power of 0, I would have had to have written this with some parentheses. So the question is, if this negative 7 doesn't have a power of 0, what power does it have? The answer is, this negative 7 in fact has a power of 1. So now that I know that this x is the only thing that has a power of 0, going back to my exponent rules from a moment ago, the zero exponent rule tells me that x to the 0 is going to be the number 1. But the negative 7 doesn't have anything to do with that zero exponent rule. So I'm going to come in and rewrite the negative 7, and then that's going to be multiplied times this x to the 0, but we know x to the 0 is 1. So we have negative 7 times 1. Negative 7 times 1 is negative 7. So negative 7 x to the 0 power is equivalent to the number negative 7. Well, let's try another problem with that zero exponent rule in mind. So for part G, we have 3 times a squared b to the 5th c to the 3rd, all to the 0 power. Now once again, you want to start by realizing that this 3 is connected to all of these pieces by multiplication, and then you also want to say who is and who isn't connected to that power of 0. So this c to the 3rd, that's connected to the power of 0 because it's inside this set of parentheses. The b to the 5th, the a to the 2nd, they're all connected to the power of 0. But this 3 is not connected to that power of 0. So when I look at this problem, I once again have to realize this 3 is really 3 to the 1st power. And it's connected to all of this stuff to the 0 power. Well, according to my 0 power rule, a whole bunch of stuff to the 0 power is still going to be just the number 1. So we have 3 to the 1st out in front, so let's just bring him forward. And that's going to be multiplied times all of this stuff to the 0 power. But again, all of this stuff to the 0 power is just the number 1. So we have 3 times 1, that's the number 3.